genetically modified. And if I ate enough of that corn, I wouldn't be surprised if I grew an extra leg or a couple more eyes. How do I know my children won't be born with deformities from the food I ate? Should I be afraid to reproduce? Monsanto is already known for deformities. Cattle feed in China has been connected to female babies growing breasts. The babies drink cow milk and the cow eats GM corn and are also given bovine growth hormones to produce milk faster. The chemicals in Monsanto seeds make it illegal for a farmer to retain the seeds from this year's crops and plant them next year. So every year, farmers have to buy more seeds from Monsanto instead of just recycling them. So now the farmer is dependent on Monsanto, and Monsanto seeds now contain pesticides, and other seeds are pesticide resistant, so the seed can kill everything except itself. Think about it. You plant a kernel of corn and it grows, and it has a pesticide or GM trait in it now. Now that corn grows into a stalk and gives you an ear of corn. That corn is going to be fed to us in cereal or some other product. So isn't that pesticide in the genetic trait now in me? The answer is yes. And I'm supposed to believe Monsanto and my government that this is safe? Most of the rest of the world won't have it in their foods because they say it isn't safe. So what is so special about my government or Monsanto that I should trust them with my life? Now here's the interesting fact. The U.S. Secretary of Agriculture and Veneman was on the board of directors of Monsanto's subsidiary Calgi in this building behind me. How is that legal? The infamous Secretary of Defense, Donald Rumsfeld, let me remind you, this is the guy who said, "We have known knowns and we have unknown knowns, and we have known unknowns and we have unknown unknowns." Yes, Donald Rumsfeld. He is the director of Monsanto Cereal Corporation. Cereal makes the swine flu vaccine that the government tried to make everybody take. Remember that? I hope you didn't take it. Everybody should ask themselves this question. Does a director or a stockholder of Monsanto live near me or one of its 100 subsidiaries? A key component in Monsanto's plan to dominate world agriculture with genetically modified seeds is the absence of labeling genetically engineered food. All U.S. food must have labels listing the ingredients in the food, but the FDA, USDA, and EPA say genetically modified foods deserve an exception, meaning they are sold without saying genetically modified. Their plan has successfully prevented consumers from choosing other seed companies, only because they're not informed that there are deadly chemicals in the seeds. The plan has also reduced the likelihood of a consumer revolt. But that's why we're here, right? To make a difference for our children and my children's children. For those of you who know what a chemtrail is, pay close attention. Monsanto tested a very controversial jet fuel additive for the U.S. military at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. That additive is today known as Status 450 and is highly suspected by many experts to be linked to aluminum and barium metals being found in rain, air, and soil samples after heavy jet trails have been seen in the sky. And while I cannot prove that these metals are directly linked to Monsanto, creation there is a high probability since Monsanto has already created so many dark secrets for our military, including triggers for the atomic bombs and Agent Orange, for example. Monsanto is a military contractor, period. They must be placed in the category at least on par with Halliburton, Raytheon, and General Electric, another builder of nuclear weapons. They can easily be linked to the death of millions of people and the destruction of a huge chunk of our planet. Their poison is in the tissue of every living being, plant and animal alike. That is PCBs, by the way. In an evil sense, they are the perfect killing machine. They are in our air, they are in our land, they are in our bodies. Because they are uninvited inside of me, Monsanto is rape. These things that I and others have said today about Monsanto and their relationship with the government cuts to the heart of the problems of being an American in 2012. Our government and corporations poison us while they make billions off it. Our government taxes us to pay a Food and Drug Administration to essentially poison us and kill us. Cancer is on the rise. Alzheimer's is on the rise. Autism is on the rise. War is on the rise. Everything but love, trust, and God are on the rise. This has got to stop, and it has got to stop now. We cannot go into 2013 as we are going into 2012. I call upon every person to hold each other's hands. Gain strength from your faith in each other. Stand up to corruption, to war, to corporation. every one of them that is hurting us, that is hurting the environment. I call upon every person to change the world this year. Thank you.
Yeah!